Hello friends. I'm making a video today for my friend Dylan who just got back from a festival and his shoulders are in pain. So as a young aerialist, I do a lot of stretching and shoulder strengthening. So we're just going to go through a lot of the shoulder and chest exercises and stretches that I do a couple times a week, a lot, frequently. You will need a floor. I have one. I'm standing on it with my feet. It's down there. We'll get there later. And this is a TheraBand. It's like a stretchy physical therapy tool. You could also use like a belt or a ribbon or a towel for the things we're going to use this for. Anything to just give you something to grip onto, or a yoga strap works. So yeah, we're just going to start making arm circles. And when you do this, you really want to feel like your shoulder moving in circles in your shoulder. And like, I don't know how to describe that. I'm not a physical therapist. So just making big circles or little circles, really moving everything around in your shoulder joint. And actually, this feels really good because I'm sore right now, so I'm going to do it for a little while. You can also make circles with your elbows out, so you give your shoulders little pats with your hands. And you want to go both ways with everything. You can also, this would be called like eagle pose or eagle arms in yoga, but we'll get to that. You want to engage your shoulder. So this is the way it looks: relaxed, engaged, and cross. And then you use this forearm right under the elbow area to pull it down. And you want to be sure that your shoulder is pulling down from your ear when you do this. So not up here, down away from your ear. And you pull this arm in. And that gets you a nice stretch through the back of your shoulder and on the outside here, and in the lower part of your arm, and right back in this part of your back. Over the other side. This is my injured side, so it feels really awesome to do this on this side. It becomes the yoga pose eagle or the eagle arms when you cross your arms over at the elbows, lift them up, and then touch your palms together. Then you can actually go from here to lifting your arms up. I've had instructors have me like move them up and down repeatedly, or just try to lift them as far up and as far away from my face as possible while still keeping my shoulders away from my ears. This also feels awesome. When we're here now, you should do both sides and cross your other arm over on top. So with the TheraBand, you can grab this guy and without making too much tension, lift it above your head. And however far apart you need it to be, or you need your hands to be to keep your arms straight, all the way around the back. And down. And I don't really know why, but I've had instructors tell me that at the top here, you want the full extension with your shoulders all the way up towards your ears. And then you want to go back and out through the back stretch. And this is the juicy part right here. You can also step on the TheraBand with your feet. I get some really good tension going, so pull your hands closer to your feet and stand up. And tilt your head to one side or the other, and this will be pulling your shoulder down to really increase the neck stretch. notice it sounds like popcorn? It's pretty gross. I should really do this at my house more. Another one that I learned recently that is not a back stretch, but is really important for anyone who is lifting things or lifting themselves or pulling things, is your rotator cuffs. I was recently at a physical therapist and they want me to keep my elbows in and using a TheraBand pull this apart, keeping tension on it the whole time. And that really helps develop this muscle and like this area that helps you rotate your arm that way. So that matters because if you are a person who lifts things and then twists with them, or you're hanging and you're doing anything active that way, don't be like me and have a tiny tear in your rotator cuff or an even bigger tear. It sucks. You can also find a handy post or a stairwell, wrap your TheraBand around said post, and do the outside part of your rotator cuff as well. And when you do this, you want to keep your elbow in your side. Make sure both sides match. And that's all we're going to do with TheraBand today. If you have a foam roller or like a rolled up towel you can lay on, you can do something called foam roller snow angels, which is really good if you spend a lot of time hunched over. I'm going to grab my foam roller and reposition the camera. There's a foam roller. Now it's on the ground. I have no idea how I'm going to film this because I don't have a thing to hold my phone. But basically, you lay on the foam roller. It's my friend beside me right now. I'm trying awkwardly to get onto it. Yes, this is my awkward foam roller laying life. And then with both arms, you want to start up at the top and slowly glide your arm down. And that's going to open up your chest, which is probably creating pressure on your back by pulling it this way, as opposed to letting it be straight. So that feels really nice. Also, just like foam rolling your back feels really nice. Now that we're on the floor, we'll prop this right here. There are a couple you can do on the floor. The first one is making a T shape with your arms and your torso. You want to find a floor like the wood floor I'm on, or a rug that has straight lines on it or something, so that you can make sure that your shoulder is lined up with your arm. So I'm finding a line on the floor, I'm lining it up with my arm. It's also worth noting that my thumb is going up. And then you put your other arm here and you rotate. And this is great. I could stay here for a while. So this is version 1. And stay here as long as feels good until you feel like it's stretched. I'm gonna make myself match because it's terrible to not be even. You can also do cactus arms. So that one, you lay your arms out. You, again, want them to be parallel to your shoulders. You pick one arm up, and then you lift your chest over. I'm doing this wrong. wouldn't you know that like the moment that I do this on a camera, I have no idea what I'm doing. Yes. So you have one cactus arm out. You can either leave that parallel like an L shape, or you can tilt it out a little bit. And then in the yoga class that I take, you try to lift, she says, lift your nipple all the way over to your thumb and don't let it touch the ground, which is a pretty intense stretch. Or in the aerial classes that I take, we are just trying to twist this way, which is a deeper pectoral and shoulder stretch than the previous version with straight arms. Last but not least, Y-shaped arms. You can lay your arms in a Y shape and do the same thing over again with the twist, which really gets like into your armpit. I bet you never thought to stretch that before. It feels awesome. And also there's cat and cow, which is a pretty standard yoga sequence, or something that I've also heard called disco kittens, which is where you combine those two things together. This looks really silly, but I'm going to do it to the side from your benefit, or from the side for your benefit. So this is cat. And when you do cat, you're trying to really scoop your hips under. So not like tilt the pelvis, but scoop your hips under and pull your belly button into your spine and push up through your shoulders so that your whole back up here is rounded. Cow is the opposite, where you are tilting your pelvis and trying to push your chest forwards in the room, but you're still engaging your abs when you do this. A disco kitten is best seen from the front here, where you combine those two things into one smooth movement, which it's like while you're, you go from cat and cow in like a cyclone shape. And those are some easy basic back stretches and shoulder and arm stretches that I do every day. Another good one that gets kind of lower into your back is just good old child's pose. You can go into child's pose and pull your arms forward and go to one side and stretch the side of your back and shoulder area. Go to the other side and stretch the other side. Feel better soon.